Seattle Seahawks at the Los Angeles Chargers. Steven, it is a 5.5, so it's that dead zone as far as numbers go with the Chargers. It looks like they're going to get Keenan Allen back, though we've said that for the last 3 weeks as well. But, I mean, it looks like Keenan Allen's finally going to be back for this Chargers team. Total set at 50.5, so right under that key number of 51. We know Seattle has looked good against bad teams so far. This Chargers defense could be considered arguably bad, so maybe there is a one of those games under Seattle's belt in this one. But I'm wondering why I don't want to bet the Chargers here. Why, if you're getting Keenan Allen back, am I hesitant in all this? And I think it's just because I think this game might play high variance, and like with that, it's typically something that I kind of shy away from.
Yeah, for sure. I think, first of all, Brandon Staley has been a little bit more conservative than we anticipated him to be after he was, running the Wild West out there on fourth downs a season ago. For me, the reason I'm hesitant is because of the secondary for the Chargers. All that hope we had coming into the season about this being a really good defense, it has not panned out that way. They don't have much in the secondary to go by. They signed J.C. Jackson to a monster contract, and he's gotten benched at this point. He's been so bad. I mean, that contract is
29.6 PFF grade. It's the lowest graded player, regardless of any position that they graded so far this year in anything. Like, he's the lowest graded player in the entire Pro Football Focus database.
It's Malcolm Butler leaving the Patriots all over again and doing nothing. It's in a couple of years, he'll be back on a cheap contract in New England after he got his money and playing well in that system again. I'm sure it's like wizardry over there in New England. But even besides him, the Chargers don't have a top 40 coverage grade corner. And now they have to face DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. And the pass rush is not as good with Bosa not out there. So tough spot for me here to back the Chargers to cover what is more than a field goal, more than 4. That's not really a position I want to back the Chargers at this point.
Adam, look, I think Geno Smith has been good. I think Geno Smith has been blown us away with how well he has played so far this year. That being said, I think there was a little bit of coming down to earth last week is whenever we saw this, and maybe we just talked about it a little bit earlier with Jacoby Brissett. Maybe the league is starting to figure out a little bit about the Seattle Seahawks offense here. That being said, the Chargers defense doesn't instill, much hope if you're talking about stopping anybody either. So it's a super interesting game to me. And again, this Chargers team, one of the ones that we all thought was going to be super, super good this year.
Last week's Seattle game on both sides of the ball is the reason I'm not betting this game. Seattle offense wasn't as good as it should have been against the Arizona Cardinals, and Seattle defense was way better than it should have been. And they're both results that what we know about the Seahawks make me say, whoa, hang on a second. What do I know about this team? And that'll keep me away from this one.
Yeah, I think if anything, it's an underlook. I think this total kind of got bloated because we're, Seattle offense, no defense, whatever, blah, blah, stuff like that. Like, again, I think that maybe there is a little bit of coming back down to earth here. I do think there's a pretty solid lean to me. If this got to 51.5 by kickoff, I would certainly come in on the under in that one.